Today I'm be sharing with you my best build for the Warlord. Right now I'm at about 90% win rate playing as Warlord. Started off around 80%, but I'll tweak the build to make it even crazier on the rush game. But the nice thing about this build right now, at least for me, is about half of my games I'm closing out before the dagger page battle, or at least during that battle. Like, it's not making it to the final battle. The build does require you to rush. He's not as powerful late game. This is a crazy rush build because he is actually capable of doing that. So let's get into the build. We're going to take the level 1 blood splatter just because we have to. We're not using this at all. We're going to be taking the level 3 on the speeding train because this build is heavy around using elites early in the game. We are going to use the basics for the spitting and the portals just when we don't have an elite to take over, but I'll get into that in a moment. So we're also going to be taking the 2 roast out to run because when we take over our basic units, we are spitting, immediately spitting so that they can't run and can't dodge. 5 seconds, they can't run and can't dodge. Very nice to do immense damage, especially when you have multiple units on the board and now they can actually rush them, or you can possess one and go rush them. We don't need head start, so we're just going to take the level 1. We'll take level 1 on the test of time because it is 15%. We're not going to take the level 2 for the 5% more. We don't need the damage of the deadliest puke, but we do need to progress in the skill tree, so we'll take that. And it is 5% damage on the puke, so it does come a little bit in handy. We're going to take the level 1 over here as well. We don't really care about this because we're rushing to fond them. You should be finding them way before the fear level. If you're not, I don't know what to tell you. You just have to get good at finding them. We want the range on the puke. We want to hit as many of the survivors as we can when we activate our puke. Like when we take over a basic unit and we're in a group, we're just spitting and then we're turning and we're hitting every survivor that we can. This 35% range is huge for limiting their movement and doing damage. We're going to get a little bit more damage than this 5% in a moment. Next up, we're going to increase this only because we have to. We're not really using blood spatter. It takes too long to rip off the arm. Now, I did do another rush build. It was okay. I was like winning about 80% using the basic units at the start and pretty much going heavy on the blood splatter. It's really nice, but it takes a long time to rip off the arm and you have to get lucky and get one trap. So it's not really ideal. This is a much better build. We're going to take this one right here because we have to, but it also is nice to get the 25 stun recovery. Maybe you'll survive. I've never actually got against a team where my balance was broken though and they didn't kill me. So this probably isn't going to make a damn difference. This though is nice because we do have to take it, but we also get 10% extra duration of the gas leak ability, and that actually does come in nice with blurring vision and preventing survivors from trying to rush while you're trying to do damage on another one. We'll take the 5% on the granny hug because we have to as well. Doesn't really make much of a difference in the build. We'll take 15% resistance to the balance bar. We're not going to go crazy on it and go to 35. You just gotta play him smart. Don't be aggressive. Don't press like multiple dudes. Stick and move and play him strategically, and definitely spawn him in after you spawned in all your enemies and you've used your buff on them. So we're going to be reducing the amount of infernal energy required to replace the portal. Place the portal for basic as well. We're gonna go 10%. We're not gonna go crazy on it for the extra 5%. We have to take this right here for the max energy. So if they do make it to the portal and sword battle, this 25% extra energy really comes in handy while you're doing that. So when you're placing your traps, by the time you're placing resetting the traps, now you got a huge energy bar. You can use both your basic and elite portals. then go into the boss, well, basic elite buff boss. So that extra energy really comes in handy with allowing you to actually have a good deal of energy on the boss. So if you don't get your balance broken right away, you actually have a lot of time to play as the boss and inflict damage. Now, in order to do a lot of damage on this build, I had to take a level 1 over here. This one is a really nice one to have at the 3 when early in the game if you gotta run around, but it's not that big. The biggest part is getting a down and a kill early in the game. And to do that, I had to remove the 3 from the build over there. So over here, we're going to take the level 1 because this 2 is actually really big in the build. I'll get into that in a moment. And it also raises the health of our basic units by 20. It would cost us another point to get to 25 and another one to get into the 10, so I'm not going to bother with that. We will take 15% on the balance bar of the basic units as well. That definitely helps out a little bit. A lot of times we can get our spit off, then we can evade back and do damage. That is the ideal scenario when you take over the basic units. Next up, we're going to be increasing the balance bar length of elite units because this is an elite rush game. Then do like level 1 on the portal. I'll get into the exact stats on that, how you should actually upgrade in a moment. But it's very heavy early on the elites. So we're going to increase the maximum health of the elite units as well. This right here is just to take it, but it is nice because we do possess in this build. Never possess a survivor. You'll wreck your energy possessing a survivor. This is not a possess survivor build. This is possess, elite, and basic unit build. So this is only for possessing basic units, which doesn't cost much to begin with, but we get 10% reduction, which is nice. We're going to increase the damage inflicted on the gas leak ability, which is nice. Increase the maximum health of boss units. We're going to take that 20% right there. That is a nice little chunk for 1 point. Take the 1 point over here as well for 10% to maintain them. And more important, oh wait, let's go down to the trait. Oh, I already talked about that one, having the very large energy pool. So moving on, this right here is for early in the game. As soon as you found them, setting up the traps, you possess whatever the trap sets off. And we need the level 2 for our elite units to regain health. Early in the game, an elite unit that's pounding on one dude, it's basically so hard to kill him if he's regenerating 10% health per hit. So this makes it very easy to get that first down and hopefully kill, and maybe even get a second one to come over before your time runs out on your first possession and down him as well. And that'll get you a couple levels, and I'll get into it once I said exactly how to upgrade your points as well. So we're going to be taking that damage to the elite units, no brainer. But we're also going to be taking the damage dealt by basic units, because this will increase the damage of our spit, our melee attack, everything. And lastly, for 1 point, we'll up the damage on the boss 10%. Now, this really is not needed. You could take that point and you could make this 15%. You could move this point to one that more fits your play style. But when you do call in that boss, 10% for that last point is real nice. That's why, personally, I think it's the best one to put that last point in. So the way that you play this is the first 3 are traps. You are looking to go to an area on the map that you are not that close to. Sometimes the objective spawns close to you, which is nice if you can find it, but more so you're looking for the players. So you're going to be basically flying through the map in the most likely places that they have objectives. And what you're going to do is, as you go through the map, collect all the orbs and set enough traps so you always are picking up energy as you progress to the next section to see if the survivors are there. Once you find the survivors, set up traps near them, Possess one where there's only one or two dudes going in that building. If you can, immediately hit them with your fear too, just to get a little bit on the level. Then you're going to put your points in possession. Max out possession to the point where it can't be upgraded any further. Then max out energy to the point where it can't be upgraded any further. Then go back to then you can put one in really at any point in time you can put one in basic. When you get to level 10, put one in boss and max out then your energy, and you can put one in elite at that point as well, and max out your possession. And then you can just, if you're still playing, most likely you're not going to be, but if you're still playing at that point, you know, just progress your portals and your boss. But this is a crazy rush game. Most games, unless they run, if they stay and fight and you find them quick, you might not even put the point in for your boss. You might just keep going with the progression and keep possession and fight them. But a lot of times, like my last game, I hit level 18. I didn't even put the point in the boss. I was like, fuck, let me put the point in the boss, and then I put the point in the boss, and I summoned the boss, and I killed him. But anyway, yeah, I would recommend putting the 10th point for at least one, just so you can summon the boss, and then go back to the energy and possession and one in the elite. You're not really summoning elites because you're going to get the elites from the traps. Just possess them. Possess every elite as the trap goes, as long as that's the best option at the moment. And I think you get the drift of the build, and I hope it helps. That is my best build for the Warlord. This is a crazy rush build, and it's so many games before getting to the end. Once again, I hope that helps.